Mike's 50. Round 80. Tighten up. Pull it together.
And he'll give it here to his running back. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. Three and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12.
Got three. Three down.
To the air, Allen. He's going to let this one go deep. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. They were trying to liven up this playoff game very early on. Pretty deep throw, but good coverage.
I think they were counting on the defenders being a little tight, a little over-anxious early, and trying to catch them flat-footed and get a big play.
So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this will be taken at the 13. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Here we go. 57. Here we go. 26.
A first carry for Leonard Fournette. Tackle made there by Chidobe Awuzie.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Check three. Switch. Hey, kill. 47. Shoot. Watch the shoot. 26.
Now Leonard Fournette. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for 1st.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
47.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. He'll get that one complete to Connor. And he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. 8 yards, first down as they're able to convert.
Here we go. Check 41. Blue down. Kill. Here we go, 47. 26.
Fournette, a first down carry. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Quick throw caught out wide by Valdez Scantling. And those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. After the penalty, it's Fournette. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on 3rd down. Prescott from the gun. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 34-yard line.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Everybody kill. 59. Rotate.
From the 31, Prescott. And now the rookie's free. 20, 10, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And all the pressure that goes on in these playoffs, but the first score here in the divisional round always very key.
Partner, this team handled it like it was a regular season game, that they were confident in what they were doing, came right out and established themselves early.
Extra point tacked on by Lambo, and it's now a 7-0 game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right? Good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
First down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Watch the screen. Pass. Check safety. Check safety.
On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this first quarter play. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Prescott. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Finding room at the 30. And a cutback right sideline. As he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him. But don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
And nobody leaked. Big play. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. They've done a pretty good job containing him up until this drive, and until that run, there was no containing him at all.
Yeah, you're right about that. He finally popped free. But we didn't have to be in their practice sessions. We didn't have to be in their meeting rooms. They planned for a run like that to happen, maybe a couple of them. But what did they tell their guys all week? You know what they said. Move on to the next play. That one just happened. Let it go.
At the 34-yard line.
$319. Under 10. 10. Alert.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
3rd and 10.
Hey, Steve 6. Steve 6. I got motion. I got alert.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And he will find his man on the outside. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And his kick is good. Not by much. It was leaking oil in the end, but he tucks it in the bottom right corner. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
They'll take over. First down and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it on the first drive.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. A gain of 6 there on first.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 30-yard line.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Check. Crunch.
They'll run here with Counter. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. On 3rd down, it's Counter. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Here's Jordan Berry now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, we got 3. Alpha.
Now this time, Allen will throw. He'll buy some time right. His throw incomplete. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
To throw on 3rd down. Allen trying to lay one up deep. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down.
Let's go. Take over. 1st down and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you Try and score when given the opportunity.
Now this pass to Vance McDonald complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
50 seconds. We're going to 54.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll run with Connor. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
3rd and short yardage, Prescott. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Now it's Chris Boswell on for the field goal try. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Yannick Ngakoue. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. And an alley to run. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
2 times. 3 down.
A final shot before half for Allen. Flush to his right, and he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So it's on to halftime of this AFC divisional round matchup as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
There you go. Come on, Amy. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball. Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Gun.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days. Well, big man with ball met bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
Mine's 50. Hey, watch your leg. Bravo. Mine's 50. Hey, tight. Middle.
From midfield, here's Allen. Flushed out right. Throwing right, and that's complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on 3rd down. That pickup there was big because they'd struggled throughout this one.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
And that's a nice gain by him on 1st down, picking up some key yardage.
At the 29-yard line.
Brown 80.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1.
If you're looking for glory, looking to get your name in the headlines, you do not want to play nose tackle. But how about what we just saw there? The ability to hold people up, take on extra blocks, and actually slip them and make a tackle on that play. That's big time.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. We'll check on his status when we get back. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead.
Apparently the week off hasn't hurt him one bit. 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season. Got his first touchdown here in the playoffs. Perhaps the week off energized him.
A great article in the paper this morning basically saying that they would not have won the division without him. And he's not their only piece, but I think that's a fair statement.
It's easy to say it this way. He's their main guy.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches.
47.
Out of the pistol, it's Fournette. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Again, it's Fournette. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
57. Mike, 57. It's our field. It's our field. 26.
A first down throw for Prescott. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. He's going to fire one deep over the middle, and it's intercepted at the goal line. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
At their own 20-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Back now in Jacksonville. It's Jaguar football here, and they'll look to extend their lead as we begin quarter number 4. Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. He goes to you, it's you. He comes to me, it's me.
Pass 85, pass 85.
Hey, 50 to Mike, 50 to Mike. Let's go, let's get this ball back for the offense, let's go. Check 3.
Alert.
Check 3.
We go.
They'll try and run with their fullback. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. This is where, 4th quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
You say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, But as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering where they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Allen now looks to throw. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. 52 yards. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead.
So, my man, another touchdown. They're looking like the #1 seed that they earned throughout the year. Looking pretty dominant right now.
We knew the road to the Super Bowl would run right through this stadium. Somebody's going to have to come in here and beat these guys. Good luck. I don't think it's happening this weekend.
No, definitely not this weekend. And for anyone else out there, bring your game.
Buyer beware. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
They'll take over 1st down and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Rudolph. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And this offense on 3rd down today, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 10. Rudolph looking to throw it. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Melvin Ingram, he's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This will be fielded at the 17. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
Allen going to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot.
To throw, it's Allen. Looking for Perriman there. He's got him. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down.
Now, defensively here, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be a tough 3rd and 18.
Five wide.
Here's Allen. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. Yannick Ngakoue getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. It's a 49-yard punt, but subtract 9 there for the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Rudolph. And this is incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Here's Prescott. Going to throw right side here, complete. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a 1st down.
18 on the play. 1st down, Orlando.
Prescott now, 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. Prescott now from the 50. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Willie Henry forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's our visitors with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
They should put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Play fake. Here's Prescott. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Prescott to throw on 4th. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And as a result, their playoff run may end right here. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. And a give this time to the tailback. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And he'll give it here to his running back. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Now that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge 4th quarter stop? On 3rd down, Allen. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. And the Jaguars send out their punter. He's been terrific so far. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked out at about the 3-yard line.
At their own 3-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them.
Check. 41 Mike. Stuart, hey. Man, I got you.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. To Valdez-Scantling over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. Prescott now 9 of 17 through the air.
Hey, alert 3. Go to 54, 26.
Throwing, Prescott. Now a desperation throw deep down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Vernon Hargraves with a pick.